I definitely thought about going on mission trips before I went. My sister actually went on a mission trip, and it was with the same, like, we both met up with, like, the same missionaries, like, our groups met up with the same couple. We were going to refurbish the park and then have, like, a block party-esque type of thing in the park to sort of, like, show it off and have that moment of, like, have everybody come together and have that community feel. I distinctly remember, like, we painted all the lines on the basketball courts by hand, and cleaned up the basketball hoops, like, sanded them down, gave them a fresh coat of paint, did some weeding on the, like, concrete so that it looked nicer. We added some nets and made the soccer court look a lot better. So it was a lot of, like, we weren't necessarily building anything. It was more of buffing up the park so that more people would want to come and it would be sort of a nicer area for a community to come together. We each, like, were given a station at the, they called it a fiesta. Like, I did face paint, so I learned, like, I watched videos on face painting and then, like, made, a board that sort of had, like, the different face painting I would do. So I had, like, a Spider-Man and a princess and a butterfly, and, of course, they were all, like, in Spanish, so I was like, "You want a mariposa? You want a Spider-Man?" Like, so, um, it was a very fun way to sort of end the trip and to sort of see how everybody enjoyed having that space. I think it's had a long-term impact on my life in the sense of, number one, like, my filmmaking journey, because, like, that was sort of my first experience going and, like, I got a go, like, it was a rip-off GoPro, but a GoPro, to take with me, and, like, had my phone, and that was sort of my first time really diving into me wanting to pursue filmmaking and the actual production side. Like, I'd always been a fan of making film and, like, the idea of film production, but going on that trip, I knew I was like, "I have to record this, like, I have to get documentation of me going on this trip," because I knew, like, in the end, coming back, I would be different. And so I came back and, like, edited it, through the summer, after I got back and, like, made it. And so it was my first experience making film, so it's always, like, my connection to film. I think that whole outlook of just, like, trying new things and going for it and not worrying about, like, what might happen has been a change that I wouldn't have had if I didn't go on that trip and, like, experience what I did.